Alrighty. We're good. We're on.
Yep.
We're live.
Yep.
How you doing, campers? Hey, this is Ivan here at the RV Swap Shop. Just a quick little tip for you people who own Class Cs. If you have a Class C motorhome, and you start seeing stuff like this on the outside of your motorhome, we probably got some big problems. Right here, you can see the water stain down through here. Now that stain ain't because the water ran down through here. That rust stain is from the screws that's holding this trim on, that's bleeding through, and we got issues. We got big issues. Water leak going on inside this camper. Now, I'm going to show you a camper we're doing on the inside right now. This is almost waiting a little too late. This whole front cap is going to have to come off to get the mold smell out of here and to rebuild this camper at this point. But there are little indicators that you can search for on your Class C. I shouldn't have put my finger there. All right, here's your little indicators right here, Robert. Come up here. All you got to do is pull this little rubber loose, and when you see these screws all rusted like this, what that's telling you is there's water behind me. Water got inside this cap, and it's rotted the wood, and they waited way too long, and now it's starting to bleed down through, and it's soaked up. But if you check your camper regularly, you might see maybe one screw a little bit rusted or corroded, and the rest is still nice and painted. That means you better get this thing checked up real quick. But if you get up on your roof, if you're capable of getting up on your roof and checking it for water leaks, you're going to find that a lot of these Class Cs right across the front, that's where that caulking is going to break. When you're going down the road at high speeds, and there's a lot of wind pressure on this thing, it's going to move it. It's going to caulk, that caulking is going to get cracked eventually. The water's going to seep in there, and it's going to start doing damage like what's going on here. We have a Class C in the shop, Robert. Let's go take a look at one we're working on right now in the shop. Alright, you can see the metals on the ground right here. This is the cap that held the head here. We opened this baby up, Robert. Luckily, this one did the damage to the front, and it did not destroy this deck. The deck is still in good shape. So what we got to do now is rebuild the front. We got an open house on this one today. This one right here, it's aluminum frame, bonded construction. So what we're going to do is we're getting this all dried out. That's what's happening today and yesterday. We're going to let every bit of this moisture get out of this cap. We'll treat it with vinegar, bleach. We'll let it dry. Anything else, we'll clean it up afterwards, and we'll try to rebond these walls before we put it back together with some glue. And then we're rebuilding a brand new front for this camper. Come over here, we'll see Jay's working on that right now. Okay, you got one deck piece. This is that piece that you saw that's missing. He's starting to laminate it right now. First, we've got to build a frame. He does dovetails and he drills it, screws it, and you can see this all glued together really tight. Then he glues the foam on it. And you see this little track right here. That's for the wiring to go in the front for all the lights. So you had to cut that out. He's going to be putting the wiring in here, taping that down nice and sealed. And then on the other side, when he bonds the gluing panel, the paneling back over top of this, he'll build screw his marker lights right back in place. This is the old panel we took off. You can see what the water did for damage on this one. It rotted the frame out, and of course this is all mold. And apparently at the factory they must have trained mice that make these tracks. Look at this, Robert. I don't know who made this wire tracks, but they got a little carried away with it, don't you think? This is potentially setting up for definitely a place for water to sit into. Obviously, you see the water was sitting in here pretty hard. This could have probably started, because you can see right here, the screw holes where the marker lights were. We don't want to put a lot of areas for water to get in when we rebuild them here. So you can see he did a nice, neat track on that one. He's going to take the wires in, and then he's going to glue the paneling right back over it. So it's going to be pretty solid when he gets done rebuilding this thing. There's our mechanic Jay right over there. Our builder Jay. So thank you guys for tuning in. You got a Class C, pay attention to the front. Pull that little tab out. Look at the screws. If they're rusted, get this thing down to us. Maybe we can stop the leak before we have to rebuild the whole front, just by recaulking it, resealing it, and keeping that Class C in good shape. Remember, these things get a lot of abuse going down the road with the wind and the rain. So pay attention, campers. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.